Since January 2025, reports have linked General Pacific Nahunguka, better known by his war name, Omega, to the AFC M23 coalition's attempt to seize Goma and other key territories along the DRC's eastern frontier. Omega has long been one of the most notorious figures among the remnants of the defeated Rwanda Armed Forces (FDLR). He once swore he would only return to Rwanda when no Tutsi lives there. For decades, he has evaded capture or death, even as regional offensives killed many of his senior comrades, including Sylvestre Mudachumura in 2019. From the 2022 onward, as the M23 rebellion escalated, Omega and the fighters guarding him were constantly on the move. They shifted from Tongo in Virunga National Park to Rusayo, then to Bambiro in Masisi, and later deeper into the rebels-held areas. In September 2024, the Congolese army announced large assaults on the FDLR hideouts in Rusayo and Shovu, claiming Omega was a target. But later it emerged that a North Kivu official, General Peter Chirimwami, had quietly tipped off the FDLR leadership. Omega and his men slipped away before the so-called strikes began. Instead, the bombs fell on another militia, APCLS, sparing the FDLR High Command. On January 25, 2025, rumors flooded social media claiming that the M23 fighters had killed him. At first, many believed it, but days later, FDLR spokesperson Kurengoma insisted the reports were false, declaring Omega perfectly fine and at work. By March, the confusion deepened when M23 handed over captured FDLR officers to Rwanda, including Brigadier General Gakwerere Ezekiel and Major Gilbert Dayabanje. Journalists pressed the rebels. Was Omega among them? Their deputy spokesperson, Dr. Balinda Oscar, said no, adding, "You will know his fate soon. I personally reached his bunker at Kanyamahoro beneath Mount Nyiragongo. It was empty." Even Rwandan officials were cautious. Brigadier General Ronald Ravanga confirmed in March that Omega had not been handed over. By August, the commander of the RDF forces in the Western Province, Major General Eugene Gubito, publicly urged him to stop hiding in the Congolese forests and return to Rwanda, reminding the public that Omega's own wife and children already lived there. In July, a United Nations report confirmed that the intensified AFC M23 operations had forced FDLR leaders to abandon their bases near Mount Nyiragongo and Virunga National Park. Fighters scattered across Ruchuru, Walikale in the southern Kivu, and even Bujumbura. Yet, the report carefully avoided saying where Omega himself was. To understand why his fate matters, you need to know his past. Born in 1964 in the present-day Ngororero district, Omega studied at College Christ is King and trained at Rwanda's military academy before receiving aviation training in Egypt, Greece, and France. During the 1994 genocide against the Tutsi, he commanded the 94th Battalion of the ex-FAR in Mutara. Defeated and injured, he fled westward, eventually regrouping with others to found the FDLR in 2000. For more than 2 decades, the FDLR has been accused of atrocities, smuggling, and destabilizing Eastern Congo. Since Mudachumura's death, Omega has been the group's supreme commander, symbolizing its stubborn survival. And now, in 2025, his story hangs in suspense. Rebels claim he vanished from his bunker. His spokesperson insists he is alive. Rwanda calls on him to come home. The United Nations says his fighters are scattered, but stops short of confirming his whereabouts. So, what is the fate of General Omega? Dead, alive, or hiding somewhere in the dense Congolese forests? His shadow still looms over the fragile security of the Great Lakes region. And until the truth emerges, the question will remain: is Omega's chapter finally closing, or does he still command from the shadows?